suspension back in 2005 as we get underway with the green and gold. Kicking from left to right in the first half. Dean's suspension was for his involvement in a betting company. He's back amongst the official ranks and no doubt enjoying his stay down under. Promises to be a fascinating game. And of course, Graham Arnold and perhaps Dick Advocat as well, Robbie Slater, will be looking at pointers to take towards those World Cup qualifiers which start next February.
Definitely Australia in a rebuilding phase, you'd have to say. Still a number of players with question marks over them whether they will be around. So this is a great test against one of the world's top sides, world-class players, a side that are very mobile, very versatile. They move the ball quickly, capable of both a short and long passing game. And of course, the sign of a good team is also how well they defend. It's how quick they get the ball back, Argentina, that makes them so dangerous.
This is David Carney, who's adapted so well to life in the full Socceroo ranks. Now, of course, with Sheffield United in the second tier in England. Made a couple of starts in the Carling Cup. He's doing rather well in his new country. First touch for Mark Schwarzer, winning his 51st cap, same as Josip Skoko tonight. It was a rather clumsy challenge on Mark Bresciano from Nicolas Bodiso and from Internazionale in Serie A in Italy. So he and Bresciano will know each other very well. Here is Bresciano, of course, still with Palermo. They'll try and use the height of Josh Kennedy to good advantage at every possible opportunity. Now David Carney in behind the fullback, needs a good ball. Didn't get one, unfortunately. It was Gabriel Milito with the clearance. Beecham has dispossessed Messi. Decent start by the Socceroos. Josip Skoko gets tackled just on the edge of the Argentine penalty area. Now the Albiceleste can break through Jonas Gutierrez. Lovely flick from Tevez. Gutierrez again. And the tackle by Vince Grella. Now it's Mike Dean blown for the free kick, or just given the corner.
I think he's given a free kick. Grella coming up, maybe a judge. Look at the skill here from Tevez. He's going to have to deal with all night. Gutierrez with the overlapping run. Shapes the cross, but there was no one in there. Grella really does get more of the man, so the correct decision of the referee. What a shame, though. David Carney breaking into the penalty box, just couldn't produce the cross required.
Let's see what this cross is like from Tevez. It's an awkward one. It came off the head of Josip Skoko. Retrieved by Gutierrez, who has Bresciano for close attention. All the way back to his skipper, who is Javier Zanetti. Not the best header in the world from Luke Wiltshire. Tevez tempting the little 1-2 there. Didn't quite come off. This is Kalina for Australia. Thompson showing good feet. Very popular with the MCG crowd, as you might expect. And from Melbourne victory.
A good start by Australia, nice and sharp. Argentina probably lining up not as Graham Arnold would have expected. Lionel Messi expected to play on the left-hand side. Might do so at a later stage, but for the moment, it's Tevez really operating out on the left and Messi on the right in a two-man front line. And Zanetti thought, well, it does play a lot at right back, is on the right side of midfield. Gutierrez switching to the left-hand side.
Here's Messi with his first real chance to run at the Australian defence, and Michael Beecham stood up well. In towards Tevez. Tracked by Grella. Ence's touch. Gutierrez. Wasn't much space to work with there for Tevez, and Wiltshire ferreted away well for possession. Up towards Kennedy, who was a bit slow in coming for that ball. Argentina have it again through Gutierrez. It's easy enough for the Australian backline.
That will be a key when they win the ball off the Argentines. Australia, imperative that they try and hold possession. They're the ball from Archie Thompson. He's right back on Luke Wiltshire, up to Josh Kennedy. turning the ball over straight away. They need to keep possession. Turn it over to a side like this, they will make you pay.
Well, of course, they've got a busy schedule coming up as well, the Argentines. They start their World Cup qualification campaign next month against Chile. That's a lovely nutmeg from Archie Thompson. It's not just the Argentines who can turn it on, and Thompson's work provides a free kick in a very dangerous position for Australia.
Yeah, great positive run from Archie Thompson. Coming from the outside, little nutmeg here on Mascherano. Continues his run, he skips past Milito, who brings him down. Easy decision for the referee. It's a good start by Australia.
Well, Bresciano has taken plenty of set pieces for Australia. They were a bit disappointing during the Asian Cup. I just wonder whether David Carney might fancy this one.
Yeah, it's from the side that suits the left footer.
Skoko's there as well. Wouldn't he just love to mark his farewell game with a goal? Bresciano takes it. Takes a touch off the wall, but Mike Dean will have it taken again, I think.
Yeah, and just wonder if they might change now. Bresciano taking that. Whether David Carney might take the next one, having shown their hand.
Well, an early goal would be a huge boost for the Socceroos. Bresciano skips over it, Skoko takes it, back off the wall. Wiltshire. Lofted up towards Kennedy, good knock down, Kalina, and then Bresciano! Oh, and almost an own goal at the far post. And Abel Dancieri picks the ball up. I'm not even sure he knew where it was.
Oh, how lucky to escape Argentina. Strike across the goal from Bresciano, but look at the threat, that's what he poses. Gives Australia something different, so dangerous in the air. And how lucky was Di Michelis to see that cannon off him and straight into the goalkeeper's hands. But that's the thing with Josh Kennedy. You can play the more direct style. He's such an imposing figure. And they'll have their work cut out, Milito and Di Michelis, in the heart of the Argentine defence to cope with that aerial threat from Josh Kennedy.
Well, we spoke to a few fans outside the ground before tonight's game, and quite a few remarked that they fancied Mark Bresciano to have a big game tonight.
No, he didn't get a hold of that shot. It's definitely shooting. Just screwed it. As it went across the goal, he didn't know much about it. Di Michelis, luckily for him, into the goalkeeper's arms.
There's Alfio Basile. Wily character, 63 years of age now, as we say, in his second spell in charge of Argentina. He's the last coach to bring them any silverware, the Copa America back in 1993. As Bresciano trips up Jonas Gutierrez. He's going to be pitting his wits, incidentally, in the World Cup qualifiers next month against the former Argentine coach, Marcelo Bielsa, who's just taken over as the new Chile Supremo. Ball had just gone out before Josh Kennedy tried to retrieve it. Great to see Big Josh back in the green and gold after his horrendous Achilles injury that's kept him out for the best part of 12 to 18 months. He started the last few games in the Bundesliga for FC Nuremberg. He does provide a real aerial threat for Australia. I notice he's wearing the number 9 tonight. I wonder if that's an indication that he's the man to take over from Mark Viduka. His international future, of course, is still shrouded in mystery. Little slip by Messi, well read by David Carney. Tidied up by Di Michelis. Ense will go back to his goalkeeper. This is very much the style of Argentina, in particular of Alfio Basile. Patient build-up, lots of possession, retention of the football. quick lightning burst down the flanks whenever possible. Here come Australia again though. Archie Thompson didn't quite have the pace to get around his man.
Good play from the front men from Australia. Archie Thompson switching flanks with Bresciano. Drifting in from the left-hand side, but DiMichelis very, very quick. Good to see the referee not falling for the dive from DiMichelis, awarding the corner.
Skoko to take. And again, Kennedy drove at the ball and attacked it. It's exactly what Graham Arnold will have wanted to see from set pieces.
A decent ball in. Josh Kennedy's such a threat in there. Attacking the ball. Up against Heinze. Just did enough, Heinze, to put him off.
This is DiMichelis, who plays for Bayern Munich, so he'll know Josh Kennedy pretty well. Local rivals, of course, Nuremberg and Bayern. The ball lofted through, looking for the run from deep, from Insua. As the shot counts, makes for good reading for fans of the green and gold at the moment. Heinze. Now Leo Messi has swapped flanks over to the left-hand side. Touch for Gutierrez. Slides it in towards the near post where Carlos Tevez was waiting. Just the first little warning shot perhaps across the Australian bows.
It certainly was. It just shows you how they can turn something, nothing into something. Really nothing much on there. Heinze playing it to Messi. Little ball to Gutierrez. So close Tevez to getting on the end of that ball. Across the 6-yard box. Schwarzer really didn't know whether to come or stay. Such a dangerous ball, that one. Tevez knows just how close he was.
Tevez beaten by Skoko, and I think Tevez thought he should have had a free kick for that. Mike Dean not interested. He sees those sort of challenges every week in the Premier League. Tevez should be getting used to them as well by now. Still yet to open his account, of course, for Manchester United, but he's involved again here. Springs the offside trap. Messi waits in the middle. Well, there are two free here, one of whom is Heinze, who blazes over the bar. And there was precious little cover there for the Socceroos.
Two on the back post. Insua made the run. Great little link-up play from Messi, and Tevez spinning off his marker. Gets around Beecham. Another dangerous ball across the face of the box, and really Heinze should have done better from that position. They're so quick and so mobile, those two up front, Messi and Tevez. The danger is once you allow them to turn onto you.
Well, here they go again. It's Messi, and there's a slip by Beecham. It could be costly. Leo Messi.
It's a great tackle from David Carney.
What a tackle from Carney.
That's a goal-saving tackle. Messi slipped away. Beecham slipped and fell. Carney with a desperate lunge. Fantastic defensive play from David Carney, playing in a position we're not really used to seeing him play. Asian Cup, he played as a wing-back in a back three.
Here's the corner from Messi. Oh, Schwarzer didn't get there. Near post, it's drawn back across. And it is over the top. The Argentine bench look on in astonishment as Gabriel Milito couldn't hit the target.
And I think it was Burdisso with the last touch. As the ball comes across, Milito just cushions this one on his chest. I think he's shooting there. Comes quickly to Burdisso. It's really a half chance.
You don't want those sort of chances drop into your two central defenders, really, do you?
Just accelerating in the last 5 minutes, Argentina.
full credit to them to stick to their part of the bargain and bring what is virtually a full-strength team over here, giving people in Melbourne and right around Australia the chance to see some of these real stars of world football. This is Gutierrez. Well, back heel again by Tevez. Touched by Mascherano. Zanetti slides it out. Messi. Attacking from deep. Carney trying to stick him like glue. Grella comes across. Still Messi. Oh, Lionel Messi. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Back off the post. And Australia within a whisker of going behind. Still the danger not averted. It is now at least partially through David Carney, but a wonderful glimpse of the abilities of Leo Messi.
Well, you can't defend against that. That's just individual brilliance. That's why they're saying he's the best player in the world at the moment, and perhaps has the ability and potential to go on and be as good as Maradona. I'm not sure if he'll get to that level, but what about the skill? Quick feet, turned inside, outside, two defenders in front of him. He works it just enough, and he can still produce a shot of that quality. Had Mark Schwarzer beaten, there's Vince Grella and David Carney, and turned inside out. And he's so unlucky, within a centimetre of opening the scoring.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was a quote from the great man himself, saying, "I have seen the player who will inherit my place. His name is Leo Messi." And of course, that was Diego Maradona. You can't get any higher praise than that.
From the great man.
Shot count, incidentally, sorry Robbie, has just shaded Argentina in front with that Messi effort.
Of course, he's left-footed, as Maradona was. He's small, as Maradona was. Great balance. Different body shape. It's a bit rounded, Diego Armando Maradona. So there's a lot of similarities. And of course, he's already scored a couple of goals they've likened to Maradona's for Barcelona. One with the hand, I think, as well.
That's right, against Espanyol. There was the other goal really against Getafe in the Copa del Rey that's really grabbed the attention. It was a Maradona-type run. Type of goal he scored against England in the 1986 World Cup. Not the hand of God one. And it was so good. Apparently they even replayed it on Real Madrid TV. And that's saying something for a Barcelona player. Now Archie Thompson, who's made a good start of his own for Australia. Colina finds Carney. Carney's ball in, and Kennedy the obvious target.
Yeah, it's smart defending, isn't it, from Ainsa? Tucked in from left back as the ball was floated into the box from David Carney. Looking obviously for Josh Kennedy, just a body check from Ainsa.
Now Beecham didn't really deal with that effectively enough for Australia. Gives possession back to Tevez. And he atones for his error, in fairness. Now Australia can set up an attack of their own. It's just a little far for Luke Wilkshire from Colina.
Messi, the brilliance, look at that, just skips outside of the foot. Great technique for children watching at home. This is a player to watch. Drop the shoulder. He's just gone back a little bit. He went the other way as well before he came back. Still produced a shot of high quality.
This is Gabriel Heinze. Just freshly completed his move to Real Madrid from Manchester United. De Michelis. Looking for the run of Javier Zanetti, who'd managed to stay onside. Now it's Josip Skoko. Bresciano. Nicolas Bodiso for company. Cross comes Mascherano. Thompson drills it across. Might fall for Colina. Up goes Josh Kennedy. Beaten in the air though by Gabriel Milito. Driven back in by Vince Grella.
It's a great play from Archie Thompson. Great touch as well to collect that ball. He looks very, very sharp tonight, Thompson.
Tevez' control lets him down. Not too often you say that. Wiltshire in a tussle with Jonas Gutierrez, and a goal kick is the end result. Big night for Luke Wiltshire tonight.
Yeah, I think he's maybe quite relieved that Messi's not operating as an out-and-out left winger, as we thought he might have. Playing really just with the real two up front. Tevez on the left-hand channel, Messi on the right-hand channel. But they do interchange all the time, of course, and Insua is the one at the top of a narrow diamond. Mascherano at the bottom of that, Zanetti and Gutierrez tucked in on the right and left-hand side.
Javier Zanetti forced back towards his own goal. He was a bit lucky there, Zanetti, the man known as the Tractor in Italy, for his ability to get up and down the pitch. That's a bit too far for Tevez, but Heinze retrieves it. Milito. Mascherano. Messi being very tightly watched, this time by Beecham. Gabriel Milito, whose brother Diego also plays in La Liga for Zaragoza. Milito, of course, now plays amongst the superstars at Barcelona. I don't think Messi agreed with that decision. This is Carlos Tevez. Works it clear beautifully of Josip Skoko. Zanetti goes to ground. Yeah, foul count, 5-2 in Australia's favour. Argentina worked the free kick short. This is Zanetti again. Mascherano over his own halfway line. Gabriel Milito. Rather aimless pass by Barcelona man. Alfio Basile is a little bit perplexed by that passage of play, I think. It's been a busy week for Basile's opposite number. Graham Arnold is also coaching the Olyroos. He leaves early tomorrow morning to take charge of their next game against Lebanon.
He's had a difficult week. Free kick. Interesting position for Australia. Bresciano territory, you'd think. Skoko likes to hit him as well. Ball played in. It's Di Michelis on Josh Kennedy. Graham Arnold's been up and back Newcastle to Melbourne, coaching both sides. Rather strange situation.
Well, situation that is about to be cleared up, as we understand. Some will say about time too. Now Bresciano goes for goal. Oh, it's a great effort. Abondancieri didn't know where the ball was. It bounced down on the line, and it's behind for a corner. Graham Arnold crestfallen.
That's a wonderful free kick. Great technique from Bresciano. From some distance as well. It's a long way out. He curls it, gets enough pace on it. He beats the keeper. The keeper's so lucky that doesn't all hits him on the head. It's a Falcon. And he crashes back onto the crossbar. He's hit the crossbar twice.
Here's Skoko's corner. Beecham was driving towards the ball on the edge of the 6-yard box. So both teams have now hit the woodwork. Bresciano very, very unlucky not to claim his 10th international goal.
Well, during the Asian Cup, we did criticise the Australians over the quality of set pieces, particularly freedom. No, Bresciano is capable, and he certainly showed there. Very unlucky not to open the scoring.
Now Skoko gave the ball away a little carelessly then. He's helped out by Beecham, who concedes the corner kick.
And Sewer making the run down the right-hand channel. Here's the free kick from Bresciano. Gets it over the wall, up and down with pace. Look at that, hits the crossbar twice. Normally you see that hit the keeper and bounce into the net.
Tevez with the corner. Josh Kennedy doing his share of defensive duties. Picked up by Mascherano. Javier Zanetti takes over. Bit of space for Insua, and who plays his club football in Mexico for America. Now Messi in behind again, all left foot of course. Schwarzer comes and claims, vitally so for Australia.
That's a great challenge from Lucas Neal, and it needed to be. He's come almost from behind to just get a toe on and stop the momentum of Lionel Messi.
He is as slippery as an eel.
He's a superstar. What about his burst of pace, and his close control? And it's like it's stuck to his left boot.
Well, I've heard some people saying he's more like Johan Cruyff than Maradona, but I think there's certainly a touch of the Maradonas about him. Long way to go in his career, of course. That's another slip by Milito. He's given one or two rather careless passes in this game so far. Grella seeks out and finds Bresciano. Shakes off one challenge, tried to hit Kennedy. Good goalkeeping by Abondanzieri.
Great play. We talk about the skill of the Argentinians. What about the chest control from Bresciano from that long crossfield ball? Pulled it down, skipped inside with the outside of his foot, so nearly found Josh Kennedy in the centre of the penalty box. Good goalkeeping from Abondanzieri. Certainly a good tempo to the game. Both teams have now settled. Argentina perhaps with more of the ball. Australia won't be too concerned with that. They will be concerned with is when the ball goes to this fella.
Well, I read that Argentine coaches can normally be divided into two categories: the beautiful style, as advocated by Cesar Luis Menotti, and the aggressive tactical style, as epitomised by Carlos Bilardo. I don't think there's any doubt as to where Alfio Basile lies. This is Bresciano, but Australia putting in a decent shift so far at the MCG. That's a full-blooded challenge involving Josip Skoko.
Well, they'll have one to remember on his farewell. Both going for the ball. Australia come up with the free kick. Of course, Josip Skoko, wonderful career. Had the pleasure of playing with him a number of times for Australia, and he bows out tonight. Not a bad game to go out on. Hopefully he'll recover from this challenge.
There's been a great servant for the Socceroos down the years. Of course, the latest of the old guard, if you like to call it quits, and there might be one or two more yet. Question marks over Viduka, as we've said, and maybe John Aloisi, perhaps even Craig Moore. Scott Chipperfield. Real rebuilding process ahead of South Africa 2010. Neil lofts it in. Kennedy, one of the new breed, knocked on. This is Zanetti, who had his shirt tugged by Skoko. Of course, it was on this ground that Skoko scored his last international goal against Greece prior to the 2006 World Cup.
Wonderful strike as well. Left-footed volley. The same end that he's attacking now, if I remember. Not only did he score in that game, I felt he was probably Australia's best player against Greece.
Very disappointed not to get some game time in the World Cup. Here's Messi, who skipped past Carney. Skoko helped him out by tracking back, and that's what Australia have got to do. Got to help each other up against these supremely gifted individuals. No trip by Thompson, despite the protests from Federico Insua. Half an hour played in the MCG. Both teams have hit the woodwork. It's been a really entertaining game to watch, in my opinion, so far. Demichelis finding Gabriel Milito. Tevez, Mascherano, Javier Zanetti. Plenty of green and goal back for Australia. Carney gets the challenge in. Again, he's done pretty well there, David Carney. There's the possession stats. Argentina, as we suspected, well in front.
Australia won't be too worried about that. Argentina to pass the ball well, hold possession so well. That's because their players are so gifted technically. All 11 players able to move the ball quickly. And importantly, for the way they want to play, they have players that you can play a ball into them. No matter if there's an Australian or two Australian shirts around, they're able to control it and move it on.
Interesting reading, though, that Alfio Basile is not exactly 100% happy with his team's ball retention. He feels that they should move from midfield into attack a lot quicker. Maybe one of the reasons why they didn't quite go all the way in the recent Copa America. Well, they did score 16 goals en route to the final against Brazil, where they were whipped 3-0. Polina is offside.
Well, they started favourites in that final. Brazil didn't have all their players. They got thumped 3-0. And in South America, that means a great deal. Clearly offside there, very easy decision. Ball played through from Carney. Brazil have certainly got it over Argentina at the moment.
They've got it over most teams.
Very true.
Australian fans getting behind the green and gold. This wonderful setting. Beautiful sporting amphitheatre, the MCG. Zanetti. Gabriel Milito. Tevez. Well, they bounced off his shins and Australia pick up the scraps. Archie Thompson showed too much of it for Milito. Now Thompson's been penalised. I think he's a bit unlucky there.
He's very unlucky.
I thought Milito slipped.
He did. He slipped, lost his momentum. Thompson was past him. It's here. Hughes gets touched here. Milito miscontrols the ball. He's nowhere near the ball. I can't see how he can give a foul there. If anything, it's obstruction against him on Thompson. Graham Arnold knows that.
Here's Messi. Ball attached like a piece of string to his left boot. It's a great ball too. Schwarzer has come. Insua forced a bit wide. Schwarzer tries to backtrack. The goal is open and it's behind for another corner from Josip Skoko.
The ball played through from Messi again, picking up the ball near the halfway line, skipping through. He's got vision as well as he picks out Insua. Schwarzer did enough to send Insua away from the goal.
Corner was taken quickly and taken short. This is Lucas Neal. Bresciano's ball is cut out by Zanetti. Whenever Messi gets the ball, real incisive movement. He can just tear defences to shreds.
Well, he creates something out of nothing. He picks up the ball in areas where you think, well, there's enough Australian shirts, but an acceleration. Drops the shoulder, off he goes. And on that occasion, had the vision to pick out the run of Insua. It's the thing with the Argentines, there's so much movement around the ball. It's not only the person on the ball.
Now Josh Kennedy, early ball in, Kalina was there. Just a couple of metres in front of him, and it's behind off Milito for an Australian corner.
That's a great ball in with his left foot from Josh Kennedy. Great little turn, turns to Michelis, whips this in one, vicious ball in with the left foot. Kalina just arriving a little bit too late.
He's made a good start on his return, Josh Kennedy. Led the line well, always been available. Drifted out wide when necessary. Australia's third corner. Under 10 minutes to go before the break. Flipped on by Carney. And away over the top by Lucas Neal.
Good near post run. Another near post ball from Josip Skoko. Hits this one flat. Comes across. Gets a flick. It comes back to Lucas Neal, to be fair, under pressure from Ainset. Really had to take this very quick. Hits it with the full instep.
Well, they've had a few chances, haven't they, Australia? It is perhaps the one area of the team that Argentina aren't quite at their absolute best on the flanks. There's a lot of consternation and debate as to whether Ainse is the best choice at left fullback for the Albiceleste. They've tried one or two different options there, and of course Zanetti normally plays at right back. It's more like Nicolas Burdisso playing there tonight.
And it's Burdisso that plays this ball forward. Oh, it's touch and go there, wasn't it?
Second time the Argentines have been caught the wrong side of the line. Kennedy, first touch was a little heavy. Just the one international goal so far for the Socceroos, Josh Kennedy, and it's on his fourth cap tonight. The goal was against Liechtenstein in the World Cup warm-up game in Ulm last year. This is Ainse. Mascherano, the Liverpool midfielder. No offside against Ainse. Decent delivery too. Carney in an aerial challenge with Carlos Tevez, and to be fair, the Argentines aren't going to win too many headers.
No, they haven't got a lot of height, of course, up front with particularly Messi, Tevez, even the midfielders coming through. Well, these are the areas, central and narrow, where they're so dangerous.
Now Tevez wanted the ball, just slipped through to him by Javier Zanetti. It didn't arrive. Neal gets a second bite of the cherry at the clearance, and Australia had to throw it.
Well, Lucas Neal knows Tevez very well, of course, played with him at West Ham last season. Two players that were crucial to the Hammers staying up in the English Premier League.
Josip Skoko's header. There's a lot of grease on the surface after all the rain in Melbourne today, and you just saw Michael Beecham slip as he tried to plant his feet and go for that ball. That will suit players like this man, of course, Lionel Messi. Give a little more zip to the football. 1-2 with Zanetti. Carney goes down, then Messi goes down. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty, maybe a bit more than that.
No, I think he did get caught, Messi, but he fell down late. Carney recovering. Again, the skill of Messi. There's a pull on the shirt. He gets him behind. Messi's using his body. It's in front of David Carney. And he definitely does touch him, but Messi doesn't go to ground.
Tell you what, I think if he goes down first up,
It's a penalty.
Mike Dean's got a big decision to make. As it is, it's a corner. Kennedy was there again for the green and gold. Tevez squares it, Insua. Lovely work, little dink to the far post. Wilkshire couldn't get there, behind by Beecham.
Yeah, good positioning from Michael Beecham. Milito was at the back post. He didn't attack the ball though. Great skill from Insua. Shapes the cross, it goes down there, goes the other way. Just stands it up to the back post, but Milito failed to attack the ball.
Less than 5 minutes to go before the break. Whipped in by Carlos Tevez. Kennedy is doing some sterling work at the back as well as further forward. This is Gutierrez, plays for Real Mallorca in La Liga in Spain. Winning just his second cap tonight, the man with the ponytail. Rumoured to be on the verge of a move to Portsmouth in England. Though his coach at Mallorca, Gregorio Mazzano, does not want him to go. This is Ainse, who's just left England, of course, done the reverse journey. Neil steps in. Wilkshire, chested down by Kennedy. Thompson was closed down by Mascherano. Gutierrez likewise, a little too over-eagerly by Wilkshire. A few words of encouragement there from Graham Arnold, who's taking charge over all of his 15th game of Australia tonight, if you include the match against Bahrain at the start of 2006, where he shared the duties with Johan Neeskens. Bit of a mixed bag, 6 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats. Back heel from Messi again draws gasps of approval from the large crowd. The ball had just gone out of play. Arnold was saying this week he feels his legacy may be the lessons learnt from the Asian Cup. He's quite happy to take some of the flack that came his way if it benefits the game in this country in the long run. This is Archie Thompson. Dropping deep to get a sniff of the ball. Good skill shown again by the Melbourne Victory striker. Headed by Gutierrez, only as far as David Carney. Bit short for Bresciano. That's one back by Bodiso, and now Messi. Here's the danger again. He slaloms through both Skoko and Beecham. Tees it up for Tevez. Ainse on the overlap. Oh, maybe should have gone for goal, Ainse. They'll have to make do with a corner, Argentina.
Well, luckily for Australia, it's a poor decision by Ainse. He should shoot. There was no one to pick out in the middle. It was a difficult angle, but what about the play again from Messi? Deep in his own half, picking the ball up, acceleration, ball glued to his feet.
Again, the short corner. Mascherano. Milito is lurking with intent at the back stick. It's perhaps understandable given their lack of height that they don't put balls in the air, even from the set pieces. This is Tevez. Good challenge from Vince Grella. Gutierrez under pressure. Zanetti. So cool, calm and composed. De Michelis. Bodiso. Well, Tevez and Beecham having to change direction there. Fourth official just holding up the board, which shows 1 added minute. gets it, trying to get it behind Wiltshire. And Wiltshire gets the benefit of the doubt there from Mike Dean. Basilio just got a quick shot off there. Took over, of course, from Jose Peckerman, who bowed out after the disappointment of the World Cup last year, where they went out on penalties to Germany. They were expected to go a lot further. Played some sublime football, particularly against Serbia and Montenegro. And they've played some pretty good football too in the first half here at the MCG. Australia have had some good moments too. Both teams have hit the woodwork. Messi for Argentina, Bresciano for Australia. And at half-time, Graham Arnold, I'm sure, will be very pleased with his team's work. And likewise, Alfio Basile. At the break, it's Australia 0, Argentina 0.